If you drop this motor, we're absolutely...
We're completely
New dust collector shipment just came in. Bear seems thrilled. Me and him gotta go check it in while Sam's at the store. I don't know where John's been. He's been gone for a while. Come on, Bear. We got a couple pallets actually from Oneida. Hopefully this is the new dust collector for the CNC. Let's open these bad boys up. Oh yeah. This one's the big drum. Oh, it's got a bunch of tubing inside it. Last one. This is like the main part. I'm gonna get the rest of this out of the boxes, figure out how to set it up, and hopefully Sam gets back from the store soon.
This thing's so cute. It's kind of like the big dust collector, but it's like a tiny one. Jordan got some of the parts out of the box. It's gonna live over here. We had our electrician put some wiring in for it. Hopefully there's instructions because there's a lot of parts.
This is the Supercell high pressure dust collector. I know how to put it together. I just gotta figure out where we want to mount it on the wall. So this is like the mounting bracket that sits on top of this. I don't know if I want the inlet to be this way, or that way, like where the tubing comes in.
All right, so we made a decision. We're gonna hang it at the dolly height. I don't know if there is a dolly for it yet, but according to the instructions, we need to go 53 7/8 high.
Okay. What's going on, everyone? We almost got the dust collector assembled. And me and Sam were talking. This thing needs a name. Oneida. I'll be honest, I don't really know what this does, but
It's starting to look like a beer bomb.
industrial sized beer bomb in the shop. It's 5 horsepower. It's 3 motors, so it makes it actually lightweight instead of like one massive motor. It looks cool though. Oh yeah, that's gonna work just fine.
There's like a billion parts to this, and John's not here, and he's the one that ordered it all, so we don't actually know how it goes together, because it seems like it's a retrofit for the dust collector we have to modify with maybe 2 different ones. We weren't able to find like an exact match online, so I'm just sort of laying out all the parts and just trying to get a grasp on what goes next to the part next to it. I don't really have any idea what's going on, but we're just gonna make progress. We know that the wheels go with the barrel, we know that the filter goes with the bottom part, so we're just gonna put those parts together and keep chipping away until we figure this out. We put together some things. Jordan finished putting together the wheels for the collection barrels. these are allegedly silencers.
Cylindrical silencers.
I think this bracket goes like up on top of them. And over here, we figured out there's this wall bracket. My understanding, this will go like this kinda. I believe the idea is then we take this yellow part off of this black part and put it on that bracket, which is gonna be a whole thing. And then we replace this thing on the bottom with that splitter to go to the 2 barrels, so we'll have 2 55-gallon barrels. So we'll have like 4 times the capacity, which means we'll have 4 times as long to forget about it, and then it'll be a real big mess when we inevitably still forget.
No, they sent us 2 more sensors.
But we did get new sensors that we learned how to use now, so that should help. We got some of these fittings, but we're still waiting on some of that. Hopefully tomorrow, that stuff will come in.
The next day. Glad to be back into the shop, and I'm also super stoked that all of our parts for the dust collection system arrived. Jordan and Sam have already started to tackle a lot of what's gonna happen here, but our unit that I installed 4 years ago or so is a 5 horsepower industrial Gorilla Pro unit that has like a variable detector in it that knows how much to pull from each machine. So we had no need to go bigger on machine. We just needed a little bit more on the collection side of things. So we've got 2 55-gallon drums we're gonna be retrofitting it with, and these 2 monster filters. I'm gonna get this put together. Sam and Jordan are gonna start working on getting it mounted, because it's gonna be all mounted to the wall now instead of on the stand. Keep it a little bit cleaner. All right, it's time to get squirrely. Sam, hop on the fork. So we need to get the motor off so we can move all these parts. Success!
I don't like any of this.
Clear? Does that seem like a reasonable working height? We gotta put the new rack where the flange is.
Yeah, that should be fine. Formula 1 pit stop.
Two dudes, one bracket. Yep, sounds about right. We're essentially just mounting the wall bracket here. Jordan just lost a testicle because it fell off the torque. Because it's sketchy as hell. Don't do it like this. We can just mount the bracket and then we'll put the 2 filters on forks to come up to it.
Right, and then lock
we don't
them
want to put the filters where you midgets can't reach it. Then I'd have to take them off to clean them every time.
You've never cleaned them.
You remember, I did all this without you for years.
John's gonna take his time finding all the things he needs. Jordan's gonna blow out a rotator cuff.
I just kept hearing more and more chit chat.
Oh, that's so awesome. Like, look how rigid it is. The last Oops, son.
She's beautiful.
And now we watch 2 tiny squirrels pick up something insanely heavy. Let's go. If you drop this motor, we're absolutely
Come forward.
Like, drive
forward. Once it's like in, yeah. See, I've got to start driving back slowly.
You're doing great! Success!
We got all kinds of stuff going on right now. John's playing with cold weather tape. Dan's cutting big tubes.
What'd you call my tape?
Cold weather tape.
Pretty sure it's
Literally says cold weather right on it.
well, I think it's duct flashing, right?
But it's duct tape.
Duct flashing. Get a little air seal. God, it looks so nice.
Okay, so we are still making progress on the dust collection. The next step is we need to make support drops for the dust collection as well as the power that we're running to the tools. So I need to take some of this square tube that I've got over here and weld some little flanges on it so we can make a big support beam. So let's get to that. It's amazing what happens when you have bits that don't suck.
Being that we have instructions from Oneida, because they rule, we kind of know the rough layout of what we're trying to do here with this dust collection system. And we're gonna start off coming out of our drum here, and that sucker's probably, if I had to guess, 103 or so inches tall. We installed the second drum here, so our drawing has this on the wall with our outlet coming straight out onto the wall. It also has it rising, so it's this 7-inch tube that's supposed to then go up. Well, because we increased, we don't need this to necessarily go up to, I don't know, 13 or 14 feet. It'll just mess with the rest of our run. The drawing itself, excuse me, has this sucker going up to 12 feet. So we're gonna make some adjustments to this one, this run here, and then we'll come out of the machine, turn into the wall, turn back against the wall, and we'll be able to strap this 7-inch here. Just a rule of thumb is you want to keep your runs as big as you can off of the machine so you're not, condensing that air down. So we're gonna do a little fiddle battling with these suckers and start getting this stuff up on the wall. If we can get it to 12, then we know everything's gonna be okay. Plus 12's not like ridiculously high in the air. If we ever need to do add to it.
You could go up in height with the lift. You're both just like on your tiptoes struggling for no reason.
Well, you're totally correct. All right, nipple time. This is pretty genius. All right, so we're up on the lift and we're getting this stuff strapped to the wall. And here's a little tip. Jordan and I learned this while installing. We're using this little magnetic level to tell us where we're level. You can see we're pretty good here. And Jordan was holding the level over here, wondering why it was out of level, but it was level here. And basically just pay attention to your ducting. Here we have what's called a Y. It's reducing from 7 to 6. Therefore this is conial, but because it's reducing, it just isn't the right piece to be making sure it is level. So make sure you're leveling off of full round tubes. Here's your duct tip.
So I put in this piece and I figured out these hangers. I was able to use some eye bolts that we bought from the lighting that we never used, and then These straps came with the system. Since the thing goes up and down, I just put it so that the table's at the exact height here because we were struggling with getting these gaskets to line up. It's like 90% of the way there already. Ow. Pinch the hell out of your finger.
You want to make sure your seams are facing up or into the wall so you don't see an ugly seam.
So I had to take a phone call. They had to move the planer in order to get this drop in. And boy, does this stuff look so good. The trade-off with this snap lock type of stuff, this Nordfab, is that it's pretty pricey. But Sam, this is our third shop together, my fourth installment.
That's weird. 3 shops together. This is already so much better. These gasket lock clip things should solve all the problems.
But they also just go faster, right? You're not drilling a hole. Yeah. And I mean, you gotta remember, we're trying to save time here. And then just look how good they look. Woo. So this is just hanging and we gotta build a bracket to drop down, but we wanna get as much as we can run. And these are all welded.
They're like the nicest thing I've ever seen.
Let's keep ripping. I wanna be able to get this line here over to this wall before the end of the day. 4 sweep, that's the goal.
4 sweep, let's go.
Ready, break.
So now we got the ducting. Jordan is holding it with a broom. That's a pro tip right there, use a broom. That's where the dust is gonna go. So we have this run. Now we use these steel cables that we used over there for the way it supports it off the ceiling. So what I've been doing is we have one of these little like laser measuring guys. It's basically just a laser pointer in this instance. Set it on top of the pipe like so, and then it projects a little dot right on the ceiling where I need the wire to go. And now I'll climb up there, mark it, drill the hole, and then everything will be nice and tight.
You can also put your pocket square, which Sam has, its pocket level on it to make sure that it's plumb to the tube.
Yes.
It goes straight up. Double pro tip. Okay, let us suck. Let's go.
Oh my God.
That's a 4 sweep.
Now this one needs to go to what'll be the table saw, and then the jointer will be here, kind of like how it was in the old shop. There's gonna be this split. This one will go to the joiner, this one will go to the table saw, and there'll be gates on the bottom of that. So then we need to put this tube on top of that, an elbow on top of that, and then we got to do some measuring and figuring to see how we go from there to the top of this pipe.
And that's fine right there, but we need plumb and square.
You have the level on the side of it.
Yeah, I'll grab
That was bigger one. And I'm level this way.
I'm level this way.
You are?
Yeah.
Send it. If Sam and Jordan didn't tell you, I'm gonna tell you. The reason we went with the metal upright was twofold. First, I think it's a more stable item. This is 16 or 17 feet into the air straight up, unsupported or unbracketed it. If we did like a wooden I-beam, that would have been nice and stable, but I didn't want to go that route. Second, not this one, but the one that's gotta go over there is like right next to a heater, and we didn't want to have wood sitting up in the air where our heaters come in. Be safe. So if you're gonna be critical and wonder why we went with metal and not wood, that's why. In the words of our forefathers, she ain't going anywhere. All right, let's get that run done so then we know what extra pieces we have over here to finish the table saw, because we kind of changed what the plan we thought we were gonna do was, because we are squirrely.
So we're gonna run a steel pipe, but before we do just cut the steel pipe, we gotta put this up, measure.
There's a whole lot of back and forth about to happen.
Okay.
So we're gonna use the laser pointer thing again. If I put it on here, it gives me a dot on the ceiling. And now we know if we put that board, the dot hits it. And we know that our post is gonna be here, so we'll bias it a little bit this way. It'll actually be in the right spot, because the worst thing we could do would be almost die hanging this in the ceiling to find out we put it in the wrong spot.
Going up.
Crash landing. Jordan, I can see your house from here.
Putting the rubber on the machines. Yeah, we're putting the rubbers on. We're in the home stretch. Got the table saw and joiner wired and aired in. So we're getting close. And this tube will signify the last tool going in on this run, which means we may get back to doing some damn woodworking in this shop. I'm not gonna lie, I am so excited. And this stuff is so nice. If you're ever doing ductwork, you wanna make sure you're getting these hose clamps. These can go on, tighten as hard as you want. and then pop off. They tighten with a screw instead of the ones that come in rings already. These are just so much faster and you get a tighter fit. Slide her on, slide it through. We use a screw gun because we love to overhandle. Pow! She's running.
Plugged in, but it's not plugged in.
No, I just want to, I guarantee
The dust on it.
there's
Go.
stuff in here. Let's see if you can see it come through. Ooh, she ripped. Like, it's pulling from underneath, look. That's not even close. So with that, that's gonna be a wrap on this video. If you guys are looking to upgrade your dust collection system, do not forget to check out Oneida. We've got a few more little things to do, but that's about it. Leave a comment down below on what you wanna see us do next in the Dream Shot, and check out the rest of all the videos we got building this place out.